Experience the miracle of a seed. Take a tiny seed and watch it grow into a large pumpkin plant, which contains hundreds of seeds that you can plant to get more and more pumpkins. You will be so excited to see that first little sprout and amazed at the abundance of nature. Because different varieties thrive in different conditions, choose local organic heirloom seeds to produce the best crops for your area. You can start seeds indoors on a wet paper towel, put in a dark, warm place like on the top of the refrigerator. Water the seeds daily for 4 to 6 days and watch them crack open and the sprouts pop out. Then place the sprouts in small pots or 6-packs with labels in a sunny window that gets 6 hours of sun a day. Cover with plastic wrap and water with a spray bottle to keep the soil moist. Or you can purchase seed starting kits with an individual plug tray and a dome cover at the garden center or hardware store. It's amazing to watch the seedlings develop into productive plants. You want to plant your seeds in a moistened, soilless potting mix like Dr. Earth's Root Zone seed starter mix. When you are starting many seeds, use the organic seed starting mix. Put it in a small bucket and add water to thoroughly moisten it. Then fill the seedling tray with the soilless mix and paste the seeds on top. Barely cover the seed, about twice the width of the tiny seed, with more of the moistened potting mix, and then pat down the soil mix. Label your tray with the names of the seeds planted. You can put the seedling tray in a dark place on a seed heating mat to keep the seeds at the 70 to 75 degree temperature that they prefer until they germinate for about 10 days to or a week or 10 days. Use the dome cover to keep the heat and moisture in. Use a spray bottle to water them so as not to move the seeds. You can then put the seedlings under a special full spectrum LED grow lights for 12 to 16 hours a day. Put the light close to the seedlings so they don't get leggy and long, and adjust it as they grow taller. Use a mist sprayer to water the seeds to keep the seeds moist and in place. You want to keep the soil moist but not too wet. This is a great way to start tomatoes and peppers inside the house during the winter when it's still too cold for the tomatoes outdoors. Keep them under the grow lights for 4 to 6 weeks. At this point, you may want to transplant tomatoes and peppers to a 4 to 6-inch pot filled with organic potting soil with microorganisms to allow their roots to grow. Give the seedlings a good soak after transplanting. Keep them under the grow lights until they are strong and tall as the starter plants at the nursery. When the seeds are about 4 inches tall and the weather is warm enough to plant the seedlings outdoors, you can harden off these young plants. To adjust them to the outdoor conditions, put the pots or trays outside for a few hours each day for 1 to 2 weeks before planting, and then bring them inside at night. This transitions the plants to the outdoor conditions before planting them in your raised bed. Now it's time to transplant your seedlings or the starter plants you got from the nursery into your raised bed. First, water the plants before removing them from the pots with a gentle sprinkle from a watering can. Make a hole in the garden bigger than the roots and add compost or Dr. Earth's organic vegetable fertilizer and water the soil. Place the roots in the hole, surround the plant with soil, and then water again. You can take tender care of the young starter plants for the first couple of weeks outdoors by protecting them with a row cover and watering them daily. Seed saving enables you to select a strain of veggie variety that particularly suits your microclimate and you think is particularly delicious. Heirloom open pollinated true to type seeds can be harvested and stored, producing quality veggies year after year. You can start to save your seeds with self pollinated annuals, such as organic varieties of lettuce, peas, and beans, or parsley, like in this picture. For example, you can plant, harvest, and shell dry, organic, open pollinated pole beans and store them in a jar labeled with the date and the variety. After the harvest, the veggie will flower. When the flower fades, seed heads swell and release their seeds. On some plants with small seeds like lettuce, you can tie a fine mesh bag over the seed heads to catch the seeds as they fall. For other plants, you can harvest the plant after it has seeded. This parsley plant has flowered, and some of the flowers have faded, and some of the seed heads have formed their seeds. It's time to harvest the plant and put it upside down in a brown paper bag to catch the seeds as the plant dries. Then write the name of the seeds on an envelope and store them in a cool, dry place. Some seeds are found inside the fruit, like tomatoes and pumpkins, while other seeds are held in pods, like peas and beans, which can be left on the plant until they begin to brown. Dry the seeds inside of fruit and pods for a week on trays before storing them in envelopes. Seed saving is the work of organic home gardeners and organic family farmers to save heirloom veggies, as 94% of vintage open pollinated fruit and vegetable varieties have vanished in the last century. Some local garden clubs, community gardens, native plant nurseries, and libraries have seed banks where neighbors harvest seeds from their best plants to swap with fellow gardeners. Big biotech companies have patented and privatized seeds, making it illegal for farmers to retain their own crops to plant again. Seed banks in countries around the world, like the Svalbard Global Seed Vault in Norway, contain seeds of thousands of species of grains, fruits, vegetables, and nut seeds that have been dried and frozen to conserve diversity and food security for the future of global agriculture. There are many ways to propagate plants. Besides growing new plants from seeds, you can propagate your plants from cuttings, by division, by layering, and grafting. Cutting from some plants, like most herbs, lettuce, celery, root very easily when you remove the leaves from the lower part of the stem and just stick them in a glass of pure water. Or you can put a sweet potato halfway in a vase of water with matchsticks to hold it, like in this picture, where it will root and grow vines. When the shoots form, you can divide the tubers in pieces with the shoots attached and plant them in your raised bed garden. Or you can put the shoots in water and allow those shoots to grow roots. Some plants can be divided like raspberry suckers, which come up from the roots and can be divided and transplanted. You can divide organic garlic bulbs into cloves and plant each clove with the pointed end up and the root end facing down to grow a new garlic bulb. Dividing established plants is easy and safe propagation method. The stems of many plants like blackberries and grapes naturally form roots when they are in contact with the soil. If a blackberry stem arches forward and touches the ground, oh, it's likely to root there. Or put a hardy grape stem in living organic soil, and it will root. Layering to propagate plants is more complicated. Many fruit trees and nut trees, like fig trees, can be air layered using a plastic bottle to cut to fit over a branch and filled with a rooting solution to promote a new root to grow right from the branch itself. When the plastic bottle is removed later, there should be a root ball which then can be planted. Grafting is also an advanced technique, but fun and exciting once it's mastered. You can actually create an orchard in a small space by the successful grafting of several fruit cultivars onto one established rootstock. Grafting helps produce heirloom fruits grown on dwarf tree rootstocks that are resistant to disease, and it shortens the wait for fruit to form. It's a fun adventure to propagate plants and watch new herbs, veggies, and fruits grow.